it is. It's definitely the half moon. Come on. that's nice. It seems to me that the auditors, I'm watching the auditors, it seems to me that more and more they're proving to just be more agents. There's just a lot of agents out there, really. You had, today you had Dan from Erie County Auditors. He was doing a follow-up, and he went into a place, town hall slash police department, bunch of crap in the building, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And the first time in, they were demanding ID at the door in order to enter the building. He got tossed out, talked to the district attorney, talked to other people on the scene that day on the first visit, and they all agreed that the rules and laws and ordinances that were made up trumped the Constitution, right? So Dan has thousands of people call. Well, he doesn't have them. His subscribers just start calling. And so a year later, he goes back for the second time. Second time he goes back, they called it a success. Dan from Erie County and his tens of thousands of subscribers, they called it a success. Because when they walked in, on the second time around, over a year later, the front door was immediately the scanning process, and there was no more IDing with your license. You didn't have to pull your license out. For some strange reason, almost to throw it in our face, Dan includes some footage there of the reason why you don't have to ID anymore. And it seems to have gone over the heads of the tens of thousands of Erie County subscribers and hundreds of thousands of other auditors and people who are watching the auditors. And I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so if you go watch Dan Erie County and you look for the videos that I'm talking about, these last couple videos he did, because he just did a third time that he went back. But the second time is the time we're only on right now. And the guards tell him when he goes to talk to the guards, he said, "Oh, you don't remember me from over a year ago? And, you know, I like the upgrades and the changes. You guys did not ID me and demand my ID. I didn't have to give up my Fourth Amendment rights and all this crap, right?" So the guard tries explaining to him, and Dan kind of shuts him off and turns the camera and doesn't want to hear the most important part. Facial recognition. They have facial recognition now, sir, so they don't need to ID you at the door with your license anymore. Dan turns the camera away from the guys. He's trying to explain this to him. Never shuts it off. He includes it. He doesn't clip it out. He includes it in his footage, almost to like, let's see how dumb the fucking zombie slaves are. Let's see how dumb my subscribers are if they really think that this is a success. Because that's what they were calling it. They were calling it a victory. Because when you walked into that town hall now, and a lot of others that they done this with, I've been watching it now for months happen. And I keep saying that it doesn't make any fucking sense. We're going backwards. We're going backwards. They pulled their cameras out on everybody, and the people that are pulling their cameras out, it's not protecting our First Amendment rights. If that's what they're claiming to do, it's not working. It makes things even more tyrannic. It gives reason to jail a lot of these auditors. A lot of the auditors are going to jail, and I don't know what the fuck ones are real and which ones are hoaxes, which ones are agents. It's hard to tell. Agents don't care if they go to jail for 6 months, 8 months, a year. They don't really care. It's the same for them on the inside as it is the outside. They're good zombie slaves. They do what they got to do. So I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time thinking about it, but I am going to point out that I was saying this years ago. I was already talking about the fact that every store you go into, fuck the town hall, fuck the police station, fuck the fucking. No. Every store we go into, we're so monitored, it's ridiculous. And everyone knows this. I'm not telling anyone anything they don't know. I'm just saying it's gotten so much worse than what we pretend it is. We pretend it's bad, but it's beyond bad, and it's been beyond bad. All right, you go down to the Dollar Tree, the Dollar Store, Dollar General, any of those, they all have facial recognition cameras when you're walking in the door. Any pharmacy you go into, and this is every town, every state, everywhere, and it's not even just in the U.S. I mean, you think China's bad? U.S. is fucking worse. So you get up in the morning, you go. Let's say you're a student, you're going to school. You're on your house camera when you're leaving your house because your parents are dumb enough to have a house camera system. Any agency can tie into your house camera system. Any hacker can tie into your fucking house system real easy. It's all on the internet because we all want the convenience of being home when we're not home. And maybe there should be that convenience, but not the way that it's being used. It's being used against us. So you go out to your parents' car. I'm just talking if you're just a kid, just a fucking kid already going into this and not even realizing that it's this bad. So the kid gets in the car, his parents have cameras on their car, and their car is being tracked. These kids have cell phones in their hands along with their parents. So all of them are being tracked. You're being monitored and tracked, video recorded, taped all the fucking time, constantly. It's unbelievable. So here is Dan, another success story. Just like I was talking a few weeks back about Long Island Audit. I like Sean. He's a nice guy. But these guys, I don't know if they're agents or not. Are they just playing us like everybody else is? It seems like it is. Because why would Dan from Erie County, number one, why would he ignore it when the guy is telling him? Why wouldn't he say immediately the same thing that I was thinking when I heard it? Whoa, what did you just say? Yes, sir. And then the guy said it twice. Because after Dan from Erie County ignores him, walks away from him, the guy comes back at him, and you can hear the guy in the background talking about the facial recognition cameras. And Dan continues to ignore him. And then just goes on to say something along the lines of, isn't it great that we made these changes and that you don't have to ID and you don't have to give up your Fourth Amendment right? No, Dan, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? And he seems like such a smart guy. I just have a hard time believing that he's so fucking dumb that he doesn't realize what he's saying right in front of his people, right in front of his tens of thousands of subscribers. I think he does know. He's too smart not to know. He's showing them so he can do the same thing that the government does. Let's see how dumb these dumbed down zombie slaves are. They're, they will pay you for their own enslavement. They will pay for their enslavement. As long as you give it to them cleverly, they will take it. And it's not even cleverly, man. It's beyond ignorant. It really is. It's what we would call intelligence. It's intelligent is what it is. It's not even ignorant. We just call it ignorant. Just so fucking dumb that they outsmart us. So the guy's in the background, the security guy, and he's saying again to Dan, facial recognition cameras. So in other words, they don't need your license anymore. They know you who's driving what car by the cameras that are on the poles. You go into Walmart, you go into Stop and Shop, you go into Kmart, you go into Lowe's. They all have facial recognition cameras. And a lot of these stores, just the stores, commercial buildings, not even government buildings, but they are kind of government buildings because if you notice, as I've been pointing out the last few months, they're putting up acknowledgement they're putting up acknowledgement of their partnership, they call it, with local police, these stores. Some of them do it in the form of giving the cops their own parking space and they put a sign up front like Walmart and Lowe's are doing now. Happy to, these parking spaces are for our friendly local partners in crime, you know, because Walmart's all part of it, part of the corporations that now pay our police, because our taxes don't even go to paying police anymore. At least not on paper, it don't. So here Dan and his subscribers are all calling this a victory, the same way that Sean and his guys are calling it a victory. I've been noticing with Dan, Dan's got quite a few of them actually though, that I wonder about, because he's got another one he did about, it was right when I first started doing the Auditor series, so already like 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. And he goes back and does these second and third walkthroughs of these buildings. And the first time he walked through this one particular building, another one, not the one I'm talking about today, that I just saw, but another one from a while back, and they shut him down. They tried to shut him down from walking all over the building like they normally do, right, in this town hall. And then when he went back for the follow-up, they put up doors. The doors were left open, if I remember. Oh, no, they were closed. They were closed. So in other words, you originally, when he went, you had the whole fucking building to walk around in if you wanted to. Now you only got to go to the lobby, and then there was closed doors there. So as that year was going by, Dan did videos and said that, oh yeah, here's the town of so and so, and they just announced it in the newspaper that they're gonna invest $8,500 or some crap like that. It might have been $45,000. I don't remember. It was big bucks though, whatever it was. So they just invested a bunch of money. So Dan was doing a follow up on it, saying, "Yeah, let's go see where they spent this money. They were supposed to do a bunch of improvements. Let's see if they made it better now and took down all the signs saying no recording in the town hall and all this crap." But when he got there, he seemed to be happy about the fact that they spent it on doors that restricted all the areas that he used to just walk to freely. And now you could no longer, and he was calling it a victory because he was saying, um, okay, well, now it's at least legal. It's at least illegal. I'm sorry. It's now legal what they were doing because there's a door there. Last time he was saying, oh, well, there's no sign here saying it's a restricted area. So therefore, and they were saying, yeah, but you can't go back there unless you report at the front desk and you get an appointment. Well, no, I'm here as I just want to go to the publicly accessible areas, he would say, right? Like they all do. Okay, you just want to go to the publicly accessible areas, but if you do that, we want you to have an appointment with one of the departments in that area. Oh no, I don't want to do that, he says. I just want to go down and film and do my normal auditing crap. They didn't like that, so they found a way around it. They invested $8,500 or whatever. I mean, I think it was a lot more, and I kept saying to myself, that's a lot of money for a couple fucking doors. Granted, they're metal fire doors and all that crap, but it's a lot of fucking money for two doors. So I don't think it was 8,500. I think it was like, 40,000 or some crap that they got to put into the. Maybe it was more than the doors, and I just didn't catch the rest of it. Then again, the doorways probably were 10 grand a piece, being fire doors, to install them, labor and everything like that. So same thing happened on that time, where it's a total failure for the people, for your human rights. It's a total loss. Instead of walking in there and saying, tear these fucking doors down and let us back to the way it was before, and and let us have access to the building like we should have. No, they're not going to do it. And a lot of it seems to me, anyways, like a distraction. That's what it seems like. Hoaxes that are distracting everybody. Because the facial recognition cameras are IDing everybody anyway. When you go into Big Y, you use your Big Y card, right? You go into uh, you go into a lot of these stores and you use your debit card. It all corresponds with the facial recognition cameras. To put a name on a face, they can do that. You're up at the register paying, you're going to any of those registers, your face is on the fucking camera. So when you put your card in the machine, your photo is being taken for those facial recognition cameras. I don't know if I can get this to be a little better. Let me see. No, probably not. All right. I'm just gonna come back. Oops. I'm gonna come back around this way because not getting much over that way. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm gonna because of the glare. Try right there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. And then again, I'm watching hundreds of thousands of people cheering him on, saying, "Yeah, good job. You know, Erie County, go, 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 Dan." And they just fucked themselves because now that means they're accepting the facial recognition camera. They're accepting of that. We're going over to a digital ID now. We all know that. So therefore, you don't need to pull your license out of your pocket to ID. You just need to walk anywhere on the fucking street, any public area, everywhere, anywhere, United States. Just like in China. Just like in these communist countries that they've already been doing that, we have too. We call it freedom. That's what we call freedom. Slavery. We just changed the name. It's the same fucking thing. Fucking unbelievable, man. I'm fucking pissed about it. I'm really pissed because I've been talking about that shit for years. About every time you go through Walmart, you're going through the system. I was catching, and I'm just one guy, and I'm a nobody, and I got no subscribers or anybody to really speak of, you know. Out of the 45 subscribers on this channel right now, I don't know how many of them are real people or how many are agents. Same thing with the Michael Oziak channel, 140 something on that channel, and I gotta say, probably more than 100 are agents. So it's hard to determine, you know, um, what is what. You can't really count on any honesty out there. Everybody's like, yeah, and then Dan too. Dan too, to be so fake about it. Right in your face fake. You know how easy it would have been for him to cut out that 1.5 minutes of him talking to that one cop that was talking about the facial recognition system that they have now installed. They don't need to fucking, they don't need your ID out of your wallet anymore. That should be huge to Dan. Dan should have said, oh, fuck. We made it go backwards. It's backwards now. So now I don't need your fucking ID from your wallet. You don't have, you're immediately giving up your fucking identity as soon as you leave your home. Matter of fact, while you're in your home, because you're dumb enough to have your cell phones going all the time, and you're dumb enough to have, or I'm sorry, smart enough to have your cameras going all the time in your own homes, watching your home for security, your car for security, for insurance, of your safety, as if the camera is gonna do anything other than give you evidence after the fact. It's not gonna help you in the moment. People are still fucking going to jail for auditing. Doesn't help them that they have a camera. Even after the fact, in a lot of cases, it isn't helping them. So it seems it's just a waste of fucking time. And then to not be auditing Google and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and X, and not be auditing all of them, and bitching about freedom of speech when you go to the town hall or go to pay your electric bill or your car insurance. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any fucking sense. That you're fine with that, and then the rest of it, no, doesn't make any sense. I hope this video uploads. If it don't, then I will come back out. The phone didn't change over to the SIM card or whatever it does there, so I don't know. Or the memory card or whatever. It didn't change over when I set the phone. I figured I'd give it a go. So yep, so now Erie County is now added to my list of people in the auditing community who I really like a lot, but now I don't know if I can trust them anymore. I mean, how the hell did he hear the guard say that and not make anything of it? How did he not throw down his fucking camera on the floor and say, fuck, we fucked ourselves? Instead, what he did was, oh, so you don't have to give your license at the door anymore, right? And all this. And the guy, the guard got a big smile on his face. He's telling you, he's telling the audience, whoever's listening to Dan's channel, he's letting you know. Oh yeah, you guys did it. You guys did it. You deserve all the credit. Oh yeah, you fucking come in here fucking around, playing games, saying that you don't want to give up your Fourth Amendment right. We'll show you. We'll show you what rights you got, and you'll pay me. You fucking pay me to show you what rights you got. None. Fucking zombie slaves. Wake the fuck up. I rarely get the angle for that huge, large canine to the left right now. And you can clearly see the nose in the middle to the left right there in the camera and the eyes and everything. But rarely do you get the tongue. And you can actually see his smile, the dog smile. And you don't always get that. You have to get the right angle for that. There's something to all that anyways. I'm going to let it come in again. In that same angle, I want to see this again. Usually you only get the upper part of his face and you don't always get the tongue, but because the way the light is cropping for us right now, it's taking a lot of the texture out of that lower area and showing me the tongue and the mouth real good. There we go. Yep, it does. Yep, it's coming in right now. Yeah, that's good, man. That's really good. I'll crop all this. I'll crop the images for you. I'll show it to you. I'm going to do a really good fucking moon portion of this series, the Here's the Deal series. got a lot of glare the other way, but I'm gonna try it just before I end this. Let me see. I think there's too much glare up here for me to really get anything good, so somewhere around here. See what that does. I think I gotta be more over here. Yeah, alright. Oh, actually, I had the camera upside down. So what I was describing to you with the dog with the tongue, just turn it upside down. I didn't realize that I had the camera upside down. I was just thinking about it. Yeah, the Erie County thing really bothers me. I just heard it maybe like an hour ago or something, and now I'm not gonna be able to stop thinking about that now. It's just so bothersome. I mean, the videos that I've done on it and all of that facial recognition, it just all gets ignored. Purposely ignored. That's the thing. It's purposely ignored. If those hundreds of thousands of Dan subscribers and probably another million that are just go to that video and see it, and then they don't have any critical thought of their own that they can just say, oh, well, oops, wait a minute, buddy. You just fucked up because you were originally upset that they were not, that they were making you give your license for an ID, but now you're okay with digital ID. That means from the time you left your home until you came to this post office, to this town hall, we've known every fucking move you made. We know you came down Jessup Street, you took Lincoln up to Main Street, and then you turned down Georgia and stopped at the store because you went into Dollar Tree, got yourself. Let's see. Let me look at the computer here. Yeah, you bought a candy bar and a soda for and we know you didn't even eat it and drink it because we got you when you came out of the store. You gave the candy bar to the homeless guy and put the soda in your car, and we got it all on camera, right? You know what I mean? I mean, how fucking stupid. Where, where years ago, the most they were doing for the last 20 years has been violating your rights by saying you can't enter this building without an ID. That's all they were doing before. Now it's digital ID everywhere you go, every move you make. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, it don't make no sense, man. It's all fucking backward. And just like everything else, I gotta watch everybody go along with it. It's like, where the fuck is everyone, man? And it really too bad too, because just like a lot of other things that when I'm calling these people out, they're really nice people, a lot of them, you know? And nice people can also be zombie slaves. That's what I was trying to tell the girl on the other channel who thinks that I should not be referring to everyone as a zombie slave. Why not? That's what they are. So why not? Try to make something up out of it. Oh yeah, that's hateful, and no, it's not. I'm not being hateful about it. I'm not being hateful about it at all. I'm just pointing out the simple, obvious reality. If 7.8 billion zombie slaves don't know that they're being dump sacked on a daily basis with the trails, and they refuse to look at what's right in front of their face, just with just the trails alone, that's enough evidence for me. You know, um, it's not enough evidence to refer to words that were used, like in this Erie County, like I'm telling you, what damn Erie County, that could be subjective, I guess is the word. But the trails are not open for any interpretation because it doesn't matter what the interpretation is. The point is that the trails are there, whether you want to say that they're condensation trails, whether you want to say that they're chemtrails, whether you want to be like me and call them something totally different so that you don't get tired. It doesn't matter what you call them. The point is that they're there. And they're not denying. They can't even get to the point, the zombie slaves, they can't even get to the point of denying what it actually is, whether, in other words, what the concoction is that's being dumped out. They can't even get to that point because they will not even admit that the trails are there. They will not even, they just call them clouds. Those are clouds. Really? Wow. So in the last 20, 30 years, clouds sure look different than they did when I was a kid. They're all long lines, long streaks all over the fucking sky for thousands of miles. Yeah, well, that's just the way it goes. It's all nature. It's all Mother Nature. Fucking bullshitters, man. Oh, boy. Alright, I think I'm going to call it a day because got a lot of glare coming this way anyway. Maybe I'll just do this. This is the only one access coming out there. I'm just doing some big turns while I got it in the center. I'm not letting it go light to light like I usually do. Alright, good enough. I'll be back.